Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called The Foreigner 2017. This is going to be another Jackie Chan flick. It's a U.S., British, Chinese production, and it was alright. I'm giving it 3 out of 5 stars. I didn't really care for Tommy Lee Jones. Blown Away, 1994, playing the Irish bomber, listening to YouTube music while he's building a bomb. That movie was pretty ridiculous, but this movie kind of surprised me. I wasn't expecting much. I knew Jackie Chan was pursuing more political themes, and Jackie Chan has a lesbian daughter. She was trying to get real famous by claiming poverty. She claimed that she was homeless with her white girlfriend. Jackie Chan banished her from the family. Just like my uncle, my oldest uncle, my mother's half brother. he kicked his son Jimmy, my cousin, out of the family because he was gay, and he went AWOL from the army. And then I never heard from Jimmy again. He probably died from AIDS or something, Jimmy. But I always thought he was kind of weird. Like I came home one day and he kissed me on the cheek. And I was thinking, man, no guy ever did that to me before when I was like 10 years old. And then Jimmy stole, he went AWOL from the army. And then he stole my grandmother's credit cards. And my grandmother comes running to I was in 6th grade at the time. My grandmother comes running to school one day, and I'm playing out in the yard, and she goes, "Jimmy took all my credit cards." I said, "Oh, wow. This guy's kind of a misfit teenager kid." Anyways, I heard a story that he played a joke, and he called his father, and he told his father that he had AIDS as a joke, like I guess to get revenge on his father for kicking him out of the family. Last I heard, he was living here in San Francisco somewhere. I don't even know if he's still alive, but kind of similar to what Jackie Chan did to his lesbian daughter. It totally disowned her when he found out that she was a lesbian. And then she tried to get free publicity from Jackie Chan name by claiming poverty, claiming that she was homeless because the homophobic Jackie Chan father was picking on her or something. Crazy people. My son probably thinks these people have mental disorders. Anyways, enough about gays and lesbians. Looking at my Netflix queue, I've got Charlie Chan at the Opera, 1936, with the great Boris Karloff. I'm looking forward to that. 1 hour and 8 minutes. And then I've got The Nut Job 2, Nutty by Nature, 2017. I actually took my son to see the first Nut Job. He was telling me he misses going to the movie theater, which is kind of odd. I used to take him there to Stafford Theater around Christmas time, or maybe it was Thanksgiving. I don't remember. Yeah, he didn't want to go. The only thing he liked about Stanford Theater was the popcorn. And I took him to get some ice cream too, the waffle cone. That was the only thing he liked about going to Stanford Theater. He didn't like watching old movies, especially the ones with the violence. They were too violent for him when he was like 5 years old. And the third movie I have on my Netflix queue is Skip Trace, 2016, with Jackie Chan and Johnny Knoxville from Johnny Knoxville. He's the guy from Jackass, right? So that should be interesting. I guess when I chose the Jackie Chan section of my queue, I chose the newest movies first. I'm talking 4 years ago. So I've got 2017, 2016 as my next two Jackie Chan movies to watch. Oh, you didn't like Foreigner? I give it 3 out of 5 stars. It's got the explosions are few and far between, and the Jackie Chan fight scenes at age 63 are few and far between. But that's really the only reason to watch. And the British surveillance state is quite frightening. It's like watching the Batman cave from The Dark Knight. All these, it's got the anti-terrorism unit in Great Britain, which is kind of similar to the Department of Homeland Security here in the United States. And they can trace your phone, and cameras all over the place. It's like a Orwellian nightmare living in Great Britain in 2017. I'm sure it's quite worse now with all the COVID stuff. Yeah, I think Jackie Chan's earlier movies are better. I tend to agree with you. My son was a big fan of the early Jackie Chan movies. And then he just stopped watching movies altogether. I think the last one he saw was with his cousins, the Incredibles 2. I think that was the last movie he saw in the movie theater. Oh yeah. You got some kind of surveillance state and going in Australia too. When I drive my Goodix van, there's a camera in there, and the driver champion supervisor dude, he goes, "Well, cameras are everywhere, so it's no big deal." Some people started like playing with it. Oh, you saw The Incredibles? My son watched like half of it, and he got scared and he turned it off. But he liked the sequel on the big screen. I guess he was older and he wasn't as scared. But yeah, The Incredibles is supposed to be a decent kids film. That job is pretty good. I'll see if I can add The Incredibles to my Netflix queue. I'm sure it's on Netflix because it's such a popular film. Yeah, I'm going to take... Oh, Adrian's in my chat room, by the way. Yeah, my son really liked The Incredibles 2, but I think that one came out like 4 years ago. My son hasn't been to a movie theater in about 4 years, I think. And same here. We haven't been going to the movies. Okay, I'm going to take off History of the World Part 1. 1981. Then I'll add The Incredibles. it's supposed to have some kind of libertarian themes. The Incredibles. We'll see. Toy Story 3 kind of surprised me in that regard. But yeah, I was saying I didn't really care for Blown Away with Tommy Lee Jones, but at least it was somewhat. I didn't like Blown Away, the other Irish bomber movie with Tommy Lee Jones, but at least it was somewhat up with the times. I mean, really, the British surveillance state is going after the IRA in 2017. That doesn't seem like it's very plausible. And you've got the James Bond dude, the fifth James Bond, Pierce Bronson, I think is his name. I never watch. I never watch newer movies with Pierce Bronson, but he's kind of graying and he's got he kind of looks old, like Jackie Chan, who's age 63, and Jackie Chan only has 3 fight scenes in this one, and he doesn't do too many stunts. Not like the old days, as you were saying. But no, I just added The Incredibles. Well, there you go. I'm gonna watch a kids movie in a few years. But as soon as I added The Incredibles, it recommended all this Toy Story movies, the entire series practically. But I did review in my last video. I did review. I reviewed Meeting at Midnight, aka Black Magic from 1944. That's a great flick. I posted a link in the description box if you want to check out the movie. It's public domain probably, but number one daughter is the reason to watch. I won't say any more. I'll just say she was Miss Chinatown when she was 14. 8:25 a.m. Monday in Australia. Okay, cool. Brewing some coffee. I had my energy drink, the Red Line, earlier this morning. It was just making me pee all the time with all the caffeine. And now I'm just ready to take another nap. I'm going to check out Carnage. Oh, cool. Yeah, check out Meeting at Midnight. And hopefully I can get through Carnage today. My third review for the day. Yeah, energy drinks are like bodybuilding things. Sometimes they give me Charlie horse, and they just make me pee a lot, grind my teeth, and sweat a lot, which is not good for a 50-year-old guy sweating in certain areas of the body. I'll let that one go. Yeah, I started watching it, and like there's a marriage scene with an organ playing, but it's really a record player, and the guy shoots his bride, then he shoots himself in the head. It's like some kind of a weird wedding thing going on. And I was reading about Andy Milligan, Carnage. on the blog, Bleeding Skull. I think I mentioned this blog before. This he's talking about Carnage, and it's. I'll read this to you. I'm reading it off the blog. Before the opening credits of Carnage, a groom shoots his bride in the face with a pistol. Then he shoots himself. Andy Milligan never goes halfway. And then it goes on. My friend was unfamiliar with Andy Milligan's films. He asked me for an overview. I said Andy was an angry gay guy from Staten Island who hated his mother and the world. He filmed gory period pieces in his backyard in order to work out his problems. My friend said, "Holy crap, that sounds amazing." I said, "It is, but I can't recommend it. I can't recommend his movies." And it goes on. It's funnier than heck. I'm going to post a link to that Bleeding Skull blog in the description box when I'm done with my review. Hopefully today. I'm going to return these to Netflix DVDs. But getting back to the movie, so Jackie Chan is a Chinese restaurant owner. They call him Chinaman, and apparently he worked for U.S. Special Forces in Vietnam, and he escaped to Singapore. His family was kidnapped and killed by a bunch of pirates in Thailand or something. I couldn't quite follow what was going on. But he had one daughter left. He was like 15 years old. And he's picking her up from high school there in Great Britain. He's a British citizen now. Owner of a Chinese restaurant. And he drops her off at some bank or something. And the bomb explodes and kills his daughter. And so he goes after Sin Fine or Fine Sin or whatever. The Irish Republican Army, shadowy government dude, the James Bond #5, Pierce Bronson. And he wants names of the bombers. And Pierce Bronson is kind of in cahoots with the British government. They got some kind of peace accord, but there are 2 subsequent bombings after that. And Pierce Bronson, James Bond #5, is he's investigating or he's trying to pretend like he's helping the Brits find the bombers. And Jackie Chan is hunting him down. Going full Rambo style at age 63. And like I said, the fight scenes and the explosions are few and far between. The stunts are few and far between. But when they do happen, they're quite spectacular. Other than that, there's no real reason to watch any Jackie Chan films during the past, I don't know, 20 years or so. Really, the fun films to watch are his 80s films. I tend to agree with you. His career went downhill fast. 60-year-old Rambo, better late than never. Yeah, at least he wasn't like trying to preach his political beliefs of globalism and whatever else kind of nonsense, environmentalism, globalism. He's all into that. But he is homophobic because he kicked his lesbian daughter out of the family, like I said. And she ended up homeless, according to her. it was all her dad's fault that she was homeless. But she did a YouTube video with her white girlfriend, telling everybody what a horrible homophobic father she had. So Jackie Chan is kind of a unique person. He's a homophobic globalist environmentalist from Hong Kong. And what can I say? It's kind of stupid to have a movie about Irish Republican Army in 2017, and he can't kick and punch it as much as he used to back in the 80s. That's about all I have to say about Jackie Chan in 2017. It's not something that you would go after unless you're a hardcore Jackie Chan fan. And well, I've got I think the next I want to say the next 34 or so movies are pretty much Jackie Chan movies. So I'm going to be doing a lot of Jackie Chan stuff. I've got House and Japanese Crazy, 1977 film. Sprinkled in there. Then I've got Amityville 2, the Possession. I've got Diary of a Cannibal and Wizard of Gore remake, which you told me not to watch. And then I've got The Last Hunter, which is David Warbeck. And Grindhouse Vietnam era war flicks. What is this? Grindhouse Mercs, Soldiers of Fortune collection, Double Bill. There's Warbus and Tiger Joe. Cool. Another David Warbeck. Cool. Italian exploitation. Warbeck was a major actor in the Italian exploitation scene and a frequent Luci Fucci collaborator. Cool. So I got that. And what else? There's like a bunch of love triangles going on within the terrorist bomber group, and within the Piers Bronson kind of shadowy government figure dude in Northern Ireland, Belfast. So there's that. I wasn't particularly interested in any of that. Yeah, we love David Warbeck. Thanks to Adrian recommendation. Cool. Looking forward to those. And what else we got coming down the pike after Carnage? Andy Milligan, the crazy gay guy from Staten Island. Oh, I've got The Untold Story, 1993. That was Nosa genre cult recommendation. And then Mary Jane, from 1968, Drugsploitation, and The Wild Racers from 1968, a couple of AIP movies. So I'm going to check those out and maybe take a little nap now before I finish up Carnage. I've got about 3 hours left, so I better take a quick nap and try to squeeze in Carnage later.